take my toddler on a Disney cruise? Well, spoiler, I have taken my 1-year-old, my 3-year-old, and my 5-year-old, and we have had an amazing time. But we're going to talk about the pros and cons during this video. So my name's Jordan Ashley, and together we vacation.
Our family of 5 loves to travel to create core memories and bonds that last a lifetime. We believe traveling with kids isn't just possible, it can be truly magical with the right tips, tools, and a little bit of pixie dust. This Disney Cruise Line series was created to help you feel confident and prepared so you could stress less and focus on what really matters, making memories with your family. We live in Mickey's backyard, so you'll find tons of videos about planning your ultimate Disney World vacation. And when we're not in the parks or at sea, we're exploring the world together, from Europe to Hawaii and beyond. So if you're dreaming of more adventures with your family, be sure to subscribe. We're here to help you travel more together. First, let's talk about the pros of bringing your little on a Disney cruise. Number 1 is that there is excellent Disney theming. We all know that Disney is great at theming. They always have been, and their quality is exceptional. However, what's really amazing is that there are so many recognizable things for little kids to see when they are on the ship. Whether they are looking around and seeing Disney characters or hidden Mickeys, you could look all day and still not find everything. They might even find things that you don't even recognize. So that's a great feature on a Disney cruise. It is built for families. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not going to enjoy it if you're going just as a couple or with a group of adult friends or even on a solo trip. My husband and I went on a Disney cruise for our honeymoon and it was excellent. But it was designed for families in mind. That means it was designed for littles. So for example, if you go to the kids club floors, you'll notice that the ceiling is actually a little bit lower, and that was on purpose so that the kids could feel more empowered and safer on their space. More on the kids clubs later. Another great kid-friendly thing here on the Disney Cruise Line is the cast members. They are excellent and so great with kids, whether they are cutting your kids' food or they're entertaining them at dinner, giving them little games or origami presents. Whether you have a dinner with characters and entertainment cast, or you're exploring the ship and you find little towel animals hidden throughout, even in your own stateroom, it is just a magical experience. We've even had cast members leave special notes with nicknames that they gave to my girls earlier in the day. Speaking of magical, the guests on the Disney Cruise Line are also pretty amazing. Whether you are participating in the guest-led fish extenders or pixie dusting, or you're just thankful that you get to be a kid and not be judged for it, whether you are a kid at heart or you just enjoy playing with your kids and being silly, it's very family friendly and the other guests are traditionally very friendly. There are so many magical touches. Second pro is Disney entertainment. There is nothing like seeing your little one run up and give Mickey Mouse or Minnie a big hug. Talk about memories for mom. Now, there are 4 different types of entertainment that are really great for our toddler on board the Disney Cruise Line, and we're going to talk about all of those, but the first one is character meet and greet. So Mickey Mouse and all his pals, princesses galore, and there are different ways to meet these characters. Some are better for toddlers than others. For example, you can stand in line to meet characters just like you would if you were at the theme parks, and most of the time these lines are going to be shorter than if you were waiting in line at the theme park at Walt Disney World, for example. Some of them will be kind of long, so you might want to avoid those. I'll give you a tip on that in just a sec. The second type of meet and greet will be ones that you book in advance. So if you are going to book some of the specialty characters that are only on board the ship, those might have some longer waits. Or if you want to book a princess meet and greet, you can meet several princesses at one time. That is available as well. Now, all of those are included with your sailing. You just need to do it before you board to ensure you don't miss out. The third type of character meet and greet are those spontaneous ones. Now, these are our favorite, especially for littles. If you go to the 5th floor on board the Fantasy or the Dream, for example, it's in different locations on different ships. That is a pretty much guaranteed spot to meet characters in the evenings, and there are so many other places throughout the ship that characters will spontaneously come and meet and greet with guests, whether they are walking around or the characters are in one place. Those typically don't get long lines, mostly because they are walking or because guests don't know that the characters are there. So, pro tip for you. Another tip for when you are meeting characters on the Disney cruise is to have something for them to sign. So you can get something on board the ship. You can bring your traditional autograph books like we did. And then another thing, if you are planning on waiting at any point in time during your sailing, especially with littles, you're going to want to have some kind of snack. So go up to the rooftop deck and get some french fries in a cup, bring them down, and let them munch while you are waiting in line. It is a great hack. Another great way to meet characters or to see characters is to do one of the interactive activities, whether that is a character dance party, for example, or you go to one of the themed activities throughout the day. There are so many different ones, and you can see sometimes meet and greet with those characters afterwards, depending on the activity. That is always a highlight for our family. Another great entertainment option is the stage show. So there's 2 different types, and one might be better for toddlers than another. You let me know what you think your toddler would enjoy more in the comments. The first one is the ones on deck. So those take place all throughout the day, depending on the sailing. They are different. You will typically always have a sail away party, and if you're in the Caribbean, then you might have a pirate night party. And these are great shows for kids. The ones in the evening are a little bit later, but they come with something unique to Disney Cruise Line, and that is fireworks. So fireworks at sea is something special for Disney cruises, and my kids loved it, especially because they live in Mickey's backyard and they hear fireworks and see fireworks all the time, but they're a little bit loud for them. On the cruise, however, they're completely content with the loudness level. The next type of stage show would be your Broadway style shows in the evenings, and those are my absolute favorite as an adult, but my littles have enjoyed it as well, even when they were very young, because they get to see characters that they know and love, singing songs they know and love on stage. Even though they're longer shows, they've talked about them for years and really enjoy them. We also cannot recommend enough the Jack Jack Baby Race. Now, if your toddler is a toddler and toddling and mooking and walking around, they cannot participate, but they can cheer on the other babies, and they are going to love it. So will you. You're going to laugh. You're going to cry from laughter. It's so great. Another thing that our toddlers have really loved on the Disney cruise regarding entertainment is entertainment during dinner times. Now, that's not just great for the kids, but it's great for us adults as well, because then we have more time to enjoy our multi-course dinner when the kids are entertained by the cast members, whether they are entertainment cast or the ones that are helping you with your meal. There are also several other activities that kids will enjoy aboard the ship that they might be able to enjoy to the fullest when they are a toddler, but my 1-year-old, now 3-year-old, is enjoying it at varying levels. So when she was 1, she would just toddle around on the mini golf or scavenger hunt, pretending to play and having a blast in a safe environment. Whereas now at 3, she was actually participating and enjoying it. They still remember it, and so that is a win in my book. The third pro of a Disney Cruise Line with little kids is the Kids Club. Now, we really love the Kids Club. It was a great discovery for us when we were new parents. Most toddler age kids will enjoy the Small World Nursery. We'll talk more about it later on in this video, but that is where you're going to have your 6-month-olds all the way to your 3-year-olds that are not yet potty trained, which encompasses a lot of our toddler age range. Now you also have the Oceaneer Club and Lab that is great for 3-year-olds and up that are potty trained. So there is some debate on if a 3-year-old counts as a toddler or not, and I'm going to include it for this video. Now, if you would like a deep dive on the kids clubs, especially the Oceaneer Club and Lounge, then you can check out this video after you're done with this one. Link will be down in the description. But what we love about Kids Club is that it is essentially babysitting where we can have adult time, free time to ourselves to relax while the kids are making great memories for themselves, playing games, doing crafts, seeing characters, doing different activities, and it is super safe, which I love as a mom, especially as a toddler mom. Okay, so what about the food? Well, don't worry, it is all included, and that's, well, almost all of it, because there are about a handful of toddler-appropriate things that are not included, which I'll talk about in just a few minutes, but almost everything a toddler can want is included, and even if it's not on the menu for that night in the restaurant, if it's on the ship, they will do everything in their power to make it happen. Now, this is great news for everyone involved. That means that the little one can have their favorite foods, the things that they are used to, and you can ensure that they are happy, but also you get the opportunity to introduce them to new foods without having to worry about wasting money if they decide not to eat any of it. Another great thing is that the desserts are endless, the ice cream is always flowing, so if you want to give your toddler a treat, or encourage them in this way or that by having a little something extra, maybe a little bit more of the dessert than you would normally give them at home, then don't worry, Disney's got you covered. One of my favorite things about Disney Cruise Line is the cast members are amazing. They will even help entertain your kiddos while you eat your last few courses, which is just such a blessing. It's so great. And I love that they will even help cut the food for your littles. They will play games with them. A lot of the different restaurants will have shows or interactive activities to help keep the littles engaged and kids at heart, of course, engaged while you are finishing your food. But my favorite thing about dining on the Disney Cruise Line with toddlers is that room service, 24-hour room service, is included. Now, that's great for everyone, right? But if you have toddlers, you know, first thing in the morning, what do they want? Food. And until they get it, they're a little grumpy. So you don't want to have to wait until everybody gets ready, and you don't want to have to rush out of your room in the morning on your vacation, right? So you can have room service available, and then you will have your breakfast in the room, and then you can go to second breakfast when you leave the room as a family, and it's so cool. Oh, and bring fries everywhere. That's right. Go upstairs, get fries, put them in a cup, bring them everywhere you go on the ship so that the kids can have something to nibble on while they wait. Another great thing about traveling with a toddler on a Disney cruise is that you get to give them the experience of new cultures, foods, new destinations, places. And while they might not remember every single detail, you will. You get the opportunity to travel as well. And doing it on a cruise is a lot easier than doing it in many other ways, like whether you are flying across the world or if you are doing even a road trip. We have traveled all over the world with all different ages, and we love traveling with toddlers the most on a cruise, specifically a Disney cruise. And of course, we have those memories of traveling with our little. While they might not remember every detail, we are giving them a culture of adventure, travel, and curiosity. So even if they don't remember every single detail, they are going to have an ingrained culture of adventure, travel, and curiosity the more you travel with them when they're young. Now, my favorite destination on any of the Disney Cruise Line itineraries, especially with toddlers and little kids, let me know if you have a different opinion down in the comments below, is Castaway Cay. That's right, this island is Disney's private island in the Bahamas, and it is perfect for toddlers. Not only do they have a kids club and lots of kid-appropriate places, it is clean, it is safe, and Mickey's there, food's there. There's an artificial reef, so there are no big waves, and the likelihood of dangerous animals is very slim. There's just so many pros when it comes to Disney's Castaway Cay. If you want to hear all about it and all my best tips and tricks for it, be sure to check out this video. It'll be here and down in the description box below. Another thing I love about Disney Cruise Line is that their rooms are the perfect size. They have designed them for families after all. Most of them will have split bathrooms, which makes it so much easier when you're getting ready or if a potty training toddler really needs to use the restroom while someone is taking a shower, for example. We love the bunk beds and the couch bed. That's just a really fun and unique feature for little kids to enjoy. They also, of course, can bring in a crib. And what little kid doesn't love surprises, whether it's a towel animal or they come back to their favorite Disney-themed sheets. We love the rooms on Disney Cruise Line. Disney Cruise Line rooms are definitely in the pro category. We're about to get into the cons of bringing a toddler on a Disney cruise, but first we have one more pro, and that is it is fun to just watch them run. We all know that toddlers like to walk around and explore and get into things, and sometimes they take a long time to get from one destination to another, whether it's because of their little legs or because they want to be held or because they are just really invested in this one little line on the wall. But what's great is on a Disney cruise, the area is much smaller than, say, Walt Disney World. We live in Mickey's backyard right beside Walt Disney World. I take my kids there almost every week, and of course I'm here to give you the best tips, tricks, and resources to make sure you have the most magical vacation on earth there at Walt Disney World. So be sure you're subscribed, but kids are going to get tired there. They're not able to walk around very often. They have to go in very specific areas because it's so crowded, and you you really can't let a toddler just explore Disney World in its entirety, right? But you can on a Disney cruise. So that's really fun for them, and it's kind of freeing for us as parents. Another thing is that they just love the portholes. I mean, mine would stop at every single one if they could. Okay, we've made it to the cons, but before we hop in, if this video has been helpful to you or if you're enjoying it, please give it a like and subscribe if you would like more content like this where I'm helping you plan your trips and your vacations with your family so that you could build memories and bonds that last a lifetime. And if you would like to stress less while you plan and just focus on the memories, I can help you out there. I can do it all for you. Fill out a guest interest form down in the description box below or send me an email. All right, we've made it to the cons. This is why you wouldn't want to take your toddler on a Disney cruise. The one I hear the most often is, they won't remember it. Well, I can tell you, Ari, my oldest daughter, did. She was 3 years old and she remembered it and she begged to go on another one until she was 5 and when we got to go. And of course, I remembered it and I have all those memories, and it really solidified the fact that I wanted to continue to cruise as a family because it was so relaxing and it was a great vacation for everyone. However, it definitely can be a con. If you don't plan on ever taking another Disney cruise, if you only plan on taking one, you might want to wait till they're a little older so they can remember it a little more, so they can remember more details. Next up, parenting is parenting. That's right, no matter where you are in the world, whether you're on a Disney cruise, you're at home at Disney World, whether you are going on a beach or a mountain vacation, you will still have to parent your toddler. So it's not like you're going to be on a solo vacation or on an adult-only vacation where you are going to be relaxing the entire time doing whatever you want to do. You will still be a parent. So you will have to feed them, make sure they have all their daily needs taken care of, make sure they have everything they need. And of course, they're going to probably have a meltdown or two because they're toddlers, right? But in my mind, I'd rather have a meltdown at a Disney cruise than if I was at the supermarket, for example, and then I would have to have a meltdown, take care of them, and then bring them home and then cook dinner. On a Disney cruise, I don't have to do that. Am I right? Next up, safety. Now, while it was also a pro because I truly believe that Disney Cruise Line is top-notch when it comes to safety, they are still toddlers and they do not know how to make safe choices. They seem like they're actively seeking out non-safe choices, but they're just being curious and exploring, right? It's not their fault, but we as parents are always on the lookout. We want to make sure we're holding their hands, that they don't get lost, that they don't put anything in their mouth that they're not supposed to, that they're not too close to the edge, etc., etc. My daughter Mia, when she was 1, she had an allergic reaction while she was on a Disney cruise. She had eggs, and she had had eggs many times before, but for some reason, this time, she broke out really bad and she started swelling up. So we took her down to the nurse's office and the doctor's office, and we were able to get her taken care of within minutes, and she was a-okay, but you never know what's going to happen. So safety is on the pros and cons list. Next up, it's a Small World nursery. That's right, it's both a pro and a con. It's great that it's available, and we love the fact that we can have somewhere for our 6-month-old all the way up to a 3-year-old to go and get good, safe, reliable, fun care, but it's not included in your cruise. And your little one can't stay all day. So you have to make reservation ahead of time to make sure they have enough space. So it technically is a con as well. Now, there are a couple solutions. Solution number 1, bring grandparents. Solution number 2, use onboard credit. So I do offer onboard credit as part of my planning services if you would like to utilize those, or you can reach out to another travel advisor. Just be sure to ask them before you book because not every travel advisor offers them. That's it for this video. Now, if you would like to see everything there is to do for a toddler on a Disney cruise, be sure to check out this video next and the full playlist on Disney Cruise Line. See you soon, pal.